Today we're going to be checking out this brand new Jeep blade. So as you guys know, I did an unboxing of the MRD X Pro, which has the brand new Echo blade, which makes a crazy crunching sound. You guys can check the video on my YouTube channel. You guys can hear the crunch on this. It's just so crazy. Like, I don't know how MRD got it to crunch like that. So as you guys can see, the blade, it's a different type of blade. The way that it's shaped is it kind of curves exponentially, and the Echo blade itself is super hollow. I'm just going to be able to tell the difference between this and a Saber blade, how the ridges aren't as deep as compared to these. The ridges are super deep, and this is the closest thing you could get to the Echo blade right now for $20. So let's check it out. It's kind of weird how it says Jeep. It's literally trademarked, and it has the copyright trademark also. You guys can see the ridges are deeper compared to the Saber blade, but they are not as deep as the Echo blade. So what the heck? Let's check out the cutting blade. You guys can see it's the exact same as the one on the MRD with that exponential curve, but we're gonna test this out. We're gonna put this blade on this Rebel, or MRD Rebel, I guess you could say, and we're gonna compare the crunch of this Echo blade with that cutting blade. So this is a zirconia cutting blade, so it's different from ceramic and the DLC that we're used to. So I kind of ran into a problem. So this pin drive design, it just wouldn't work. It wouldn't let me zero gap it. It was overlapping. I tried the furthest I could, and it was still overlapping the steel blade. It was kind of similar like that. It was overlapping, and you definitely don't want that. You're gonna cut people, and you're just not gonna have a good time. You're just gonna have blood everywhere. It was overlapping similar to. All right, so this will not work on the Rebel just because of the way that the springs are. So as you guys can see, the springs are facing down, and the springs that came with it are facing up. So I just gotta use a different pair of clippers, but it's okay. So I'll just use the Saber 1.0. So I'm not sure if I put this blade on, it'll cut the same exact way that the Saber 2s will, but this one doesn't have the pin drive design, so it will work. And it still has the Saber blade. It has the TPLB XO, but it's still a Saber blade. So I'm gonna just use it on these Sabers, and we'll get back to you guys. All right, for sound comparison, I'm gonna start it off with the MRDs. And as you guys can see, I got a piece of my hair. Make sure you guys subscribe. Ain't no other YouTuber cutting off their hair just to test some clippers, man. So let's test it out. It's gonna be the test. You guys hear how that thing just crunches the hair? All right, guys, so I managed to get it on the Sabers. So I'm not gonna lie, I did have trouble putting this on this clipper. It would not get, what do you call it? It was kind of overlapping the steel blade. All right, so let's try, see if it makes a crunching sound on this hair. I don't know, guys. It's not making that much of a crunchy noise. Let's test it on the MRD. Oh, yeah. Difference is clear. So, most likely, it's the steel blade that's creating all that noise, just because of how deep the ridges are, and they start right away compared to this Jeep blade. It does start right away, but it's not as deep. I feel like the way that this steel blade was created was specifically designed to create that noise. As you guys know, like, more sound can resonate through everything just because of how open it is. I pretty much just debunked the dude that said it's the cutting blade that makes the noise. This is this one, it has open space, but like it's not enough. I'm not sure if you guys can tell the video, like right there, it's shallower. It gets deeper in the middle. Has super deep ridges, and I feel like that's just because it was designed to create that noise. So is this blade worth it? And I'm gonna be honest, I had a lot of trouble putting this on clippers. I tested this out on this, tested it on my Instincts. I also tested it on this. It just wouldn't work just because the the blade itself is too long. It makes it overlap over the steel blade. So I feel like if this came with a shorter spring, let's say instead of it going all the way like that, it was like cut off just a couple millimeters, or maybe yeah, just a couple millimeters down, just so you can adjust it, because this is the farthest I could get it from the steel blade, and it's still gonna cut people just because of the way when you turn it on, it vibrates and it passes the steel blade. So all in all, I don't think this thing is worth it. I'm gonna be honest, like I feel like it's worth it just to replace the cutter head on this, but I would definitely not replace the steel blade. But it's not just the blade that creates noise, it's also the steel blade, because I could probably put this blade on any other clipper and it would create a super loud resonating noise. I'm gonna test this out on the Mythics here. I don't think it's, yeah, it's a magnetic motor. All right guys, so on the Mythics, they fit pretty well. They match pretty well. As you guys can see, that's gapped pretty well. It won't cut the skin, and it works well with the Mythics. And let's try cutting hair and see if it makes that crunching sound. All right, so I got the hair right here. Let's try cut it with the Mythics. Nothing. That's literally a night and day difference. So now I'm gonna try use this cutting blade on the MRDX Pros on the Mythics, if it really is just the Echo blade itself, the steel blade. So this is the steel blade, and I'm gonna put it on this Mythic right here and try cut hair and see if it's just this blade itself. You guys can see, just they're shaped differently, and they're made out of a different material or a different finish. This one here got like polished side to side. This one is pretty smooth. I honestly thought they were the same, because from the side view, they're very similar. They probably are the same, but just on the side, they look very, very similar. All right, guys, so now the Echo blade is on the Mythics with the blade that came with the Jeep blades, with the cutter blade that came with the Jeep blades, not the one on the MRDs. Hair. Oh yeah, it's the Echo blade. Listen. The steel blade itself, because I used the same blade that came with the Jeeps, and I didn't use the one that came with the MRDs right here. So I can now confirm it is this blade. So they do sell this separately for $60 for one blade, guys. That's insane. So I'm gonna be contacting them, ask them if they could send over some blades. It is not this blade that's making all the noise. Not this blade. It is the MRD Echo blade that's making all that noise. And I really had good expectations for this. I thought it was gonna be the same exact crunch that this thing has. Like I feel like it has the potential to, because it has the same feeling of it. I'll be putting on the Mythics, but maybe, who knows? Maybe when I'm cutting hair, it creates a louder noise, a crunchier noise, because this is just, it was just floating hair that I cut, just held it. So maybe if it's, I'll do a sound comparison of me cutting with this on someone's hair versus this with the Jeep blade on someone's hair. So yeah, now you guys can see it is in fact the Echo blade that creates all that noise. The cutting blade is not the one that creates all that noise. The still blade. This thing is magical. Like, I don't know how to explain it. You get, as a barber or someone that cuts hair, it's a lot of satisfaction when you can hear the hair just being cut, like it's being cut by like a katana or some shit. But yeah, so anyways guys, now we know if you do want to spend your money on these blades for 20 bucks, they're not bad blades, but you gotta make sure your clipper is compatible, because 1, 2, 3 out of 4 of the clippers were not compatible with it. So yeah guys, this has been Chase Cuts, and I know this has been a longer video, interesting to people who like are interested in these blades and shit. But yeah guys, make sure you guys like and subscribe if you do enjoy this type of stuff, this content. And yeah, it's been Chase Cuts, and I'm out.